I do think that there's one area that you and I disagree on a little bit, and it's this bullpen. And in like fairness, it really depends on which way you want to look at it. Like, so let me lay out some positives about this Phillies bullpen. Certainly the ninth inning is by far the biggest positive of all, and how good, Duran has been. And he's part of the numbers I'm about to rattle off here, but like the Phillies relievers this year, second in K rate, first in walk rate. That's even after yesterday and everyone in that game. They were trying to light that game on fire late. Still number one in walk rate. So obviously they're first in strikeout to walk ratio as well. They're fifth in fielding independent pitching. They're third in WAR per Fangraphs. They're second in expected ERA per StatCast. Like, there's a lot to like from an analytics perspective about the Phillies bullpen performance thus far. I struggle with it, though. I mean, and then in reality, they do have the 15th best ERA, so it's the kind of middle of the pack, and that's sort of more how this bullpen feels to me. And the ERA would be significantly higher if you were to take the closer out of the equation. Like you said it yesterday, like Chase Ugar comes in, I'm like, they have to do better than this. Like, this can't be. And I know he's pitched well this year. Kudos to him. He's not a guy I want protecting a lead of 2 runs or fewer. Like, I just never want to see that. And I know availability is a part of it. Like, I get it. Just let me go here for a second, though. I know that Brad Keller's such a big part of what they are trying to do, and I don't know what that's going to look like upon his return. But in this moment, your bridge to Duran is essentially Kerkering and Alvarado. And, like, here's where we definitely disagree on Alvarado, because you're like, I think he's going to be okay. Like, I don't. And I don't see like where we feel good about him. And that's the guy we can debate in a minute. Kerkering is a little trickier. Like, the numbers have been pretty good, but then I also look at it and say, like, I don't trust this guy. So, like, check me on this. Like, I do not trust Orion Kerkering. I don't. I see that he has whatever, a 2.76 ERA. I know that opponents are hitting 190 against him this year. He's induced a ton of soft contact. He showed a pair yesterday in loading the bases and navigating his way out of it. He showed a little bit of a set the other night on Thursday after the leadoff double, and he gets out of it. Like, those are all good things. And I think he's a good arm in a bullpen mix. But to me, he cannot be a primary setup option. Like, he just cannot. And first and foremost, he has 17 walks allowed in 32 2/3 innings this year. He's walked 9 batters this month and 11 1/3. I don't trust that. And had Ronnie Mauricio not had his head fully up his own ass yesterday in the 8th inning, the Mets probably would have taken the lead.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know where you want me to start. Let's start with Kerkering, because I think that what Orion Kerkering is he's better suited for that 6th inning role where he thrived this year.
Yes.
Right. Putting him into higher leverage, he does induce some agita as you watch him pitch, right? I mean, like, that's kind of what it is with him. And I think if he slots back down into that 6th inning role, I think you're perfectly comfortable with Orion Kerkering in your bullpen, right? I think he fits that, and that's good. That's an okay thing.
And I agree with you. And I'll even go another step further, as I'm like saying what I don't trust him. He's 25 years old. He is a very young reliever with upside who has shown flashes of excellence. I'm not saying he can't be this guy or that he'll never be that guy. But right now in 2026, this team, I don't want him to be that guy.
Yeah, and that's fair. And I'm with you on that. And I think that so Keller's the interesting thing to me, because the way I've heard Mattingly talking about him, and he's been critical of him in the sense that that Keller was trying to hide the injury, right, and not tell them. And he's like, you got to tell us. You got to be honest with us. Like, Mattingly coming out and saying that makes me think that Keller was pitching with this for a lot longer than it's not something that just cropped up right when he went on the IL.
Right.
Okay. So it must be something that goes back a little bit of time into the season. And maybe that's an explanation for why he was scuffling and that he was inconsistent. And maybe when he comes back from this injury and he's more healthy, we'll see the Brad Keller that they paid for coming off of the career year that he had a year ago with the Cubs. And if that's the case,
do you have any sense of what the time frame is on that?
Well, he's been throwing. He was on the road trip with them. Originally, he wasn't supposed to go, but then he went on the road trip and he's been throwing there. I got to imagine that there's a quick rehab assignment of some kind that comes here probably maybe this week. Maybe he's back on the road trip next week before the All-Star break, or maybe it's like
his IL stint was retroactive to June 14th, so he's actually eligible to come off this week. He doesn't feel like he will, at least not in this series.
Yeah.
But that's going to be a big test. I mean, and you talk about what are this team's needs at the trade deadline. I would love to get a 2 to 3 week sample of a recovered Brad Keller to get a feel for what you're saying.
Yeah.
Was this injury situation contributing to the fact that he was just not able to consistently command his stuff? And if he looks more like the guy that they thought they were getting and the guy that he looked like last season, then I feel a little bit better and maybe not quite as urgent in addressing this. Like if Orion Kerkering is my second right-hander behind Duran, then cool. Like my complaint isn't like, oh, Kerkering sucks or he shouldn't be here or like, I don't like this guy. It's none of those things. It's just that if Keller is going to continue to be the guy he's been this season and Kerkering is going to be elevated into that role, then I have some concern about what we're looking at.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that, and I think that's what the Phillies are gonna see when Keller comes back. He's going to have to show them pretty quickly. You're not going to have a long run here. I mean, especially if it's not until the All-Star break. You're only going to have a couple weeks. You're only going to get a handful of appearances from him in that time, and you're going to have to make a determination: is this guy back to the way he was a year ago, or do we have to figure something out here from the right side? As far as Alvarado is concerned, I think that what you said yesterday in our text exchange made some sense.
Occasionally it does.
That's why you say we disagree on them, and we may disagree slightly, but I don't think we completely disagree. Like you're okay with him as your second lefty, correct?
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not trying to make it out to be that Alvarado is this automatic bridge as well at the back of the bullpen, because I don't think that he is. But I have seen some things from Alvarado this year that I've not seen in the past, that I feel like he's still a functional, usable, solid piece to your bullpen. And that is, Bob, he's throwing strikes. He's putting the ball over the plate. He's not all over the place, right? Like he's not been wild like he has. Like the things that have gone wrong for Jose Alvarado in the past has been he just walks guys and puts them on base, and now he's got to pitch out of trouble. And if he gives up that one hit, then it's 2 runs, right? And it's like, well, geez, man, just stop putting guys on base for free. Now it's like, hey, you're throwing strikes. Is he getting hit a little bit more? Yes, but you can navigate around a couple of singles, right? Because that, as opposed to let's walk 2 guys and then give up the hit and give up the run. And I think that, like, I look at the game, the experience yesterday, right? And he hits a batter. Obviously, you don't want to hit a guy, right? But he hits a batter and then throws the ball into right field, okay, on trying to field a play. And then, look, that's on him as well. But he gets out of that. And he gets out of that because he's throwing strikes. When you had the wild Jose Alvarado, he gives up 2 runs there. And you lose the game. And so, like, I look at that and I say, there's things to like about what he's doing. Ignore the ERA. Like bullpen ERAs, I tell you, are often misleading because of so few innings that they pitch, that if they have one bad outing, you never get out from behind it, right? So ignore the ERA and just look at the underlying numbers, look at the analytics of it. And I think that Alvarado is going to be just fine. This is not all-star level pitcher by any stretch of the imagination, but I think that he's going to be fine in your bullpen.